Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado football. Tonight, the Red Tornadoes have traveled to the suburbs of Quakeegg, Pennsylvania, where they are going to play the Colts of Marian Catholic at Men of Marian Stadium, and this is a first for the Red Tornadoes. They have never played under the lights at Men of Marian Stadium. So this is our first ever. The Marian Colts will come into this game at 4-1. The Red Tornadoes, as they take the field, come in at 5-0, of course, off that big win against Clarksville last week at home. And they take on the Colts here tonight, and this is going to be no easy task for the Red Tornadoes as the Colts, with that 4-1 record, come in here with one of the stingiest defenses the Red Tornadoes will see this year. One touchdown scored on that first-team defense the entire year, and unfortunately that was the one that beat them in double overtime at Schuylkill Haven. Their only loss was to unbeaten Schuylkill Haven right now. So, quality football team. We're playing in a mist. This is the first time this year we've had inclement weather. It is not raining heavy, but it is misty, and as you can well tell, it is extremely foggy. The entire field is shrouded in fog. Hopefully that's going to either blow off or burn away. And we will stop here.
Triumph to the winner's smile. And yet, oh God, I would not have it so combined my victory by cheating, hating for foul play. Grant me then a clean mind, and upright heart, a just hand. May their flame and brotherhood guide my soul, while the influence itself remains my home. Thus, and always over, lawful one, success will be assured. But then I'll have your will, vision, and victory. I ask these things through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The Colts Wayne come in here. They've got some quality football players. The only shaky part about looking at the Colts is that they have played a schedule where of the 4 teams, Schuylkill Haven is a all-win team, and the other 3 are no-win teams. They have no wins at all between the other 3 teams.
Yeah.
So,
yes, Schuylkill Haven is probably the best team, like you said, that they've played so far.
14. That's right. There's 14. They're 0-20. There's 4 losers there, and then 1 winner.
And you take a look at the single A teams in our district. I'll tell you what. You got Shenandoah and Schuylkill Haven. Marion's in that ranking right there, and they're all playing some good ball against each other. Tonight, of course, Shenandoah Valley undefeated, and also Schuylkill Haven undefeated are playing tonight, and that should be just one outstanding game. Last week, the Colts played North Schuylkill, and they won 42-7 in a very down season for North Schuylkill, who we play next week, as you know. The Tornadoes coming off 3 of their biggest games in this murderous schedule. Of course, Southern area, Shamokin and Pottsville last week. And I was very impressed with everything that the team needed to do against a Quad A school. And the one thing that they showed is that they could adjust. And the adjustment was that we had to get away from the running game a little bit to put some points on the board to win that game. And, of course, we had to go to the air. And I'll tell you what a great adjustment. Dave Shinsky stepped up, the line stepped up and did what they had to do, and all the receivers. So my hat off to the Tornadoes. They've shown some stuff so far this year that I'm very impressed.
The other difference between Marian tonight and what we've seen in the past years that we played them, Marian is single A. They have elected to play on the level that they are in enrollment, and that is single A. So they have dropped out of the double A, so you will not see them in the playoffs as we had so many. In fact, we played them 4 times in 2 years.
Right.
So we will not see them in the playoffs no matter how this game turns out, as Shinsky will tee this thing up and get ready to kick off as the Red Tornadoes kick off deep down there to the Colts. And you're going to have to bear with us on the numbers because it is very difficult. Ball's bouncing around down there for the Colts, and oh my goodness, he is hammered down there. Number 42 for the Colts, that's Honus. He's one of the running backs, and that was not what you wanted to do to start the game off, I don't think, for the Colts.
Oh, what a hit.
The ball is sitting, and Wayne, you're going to have to help me with the ball placement a little bit here.
Looks like it's on about the 11-yard line, 10-yard line they're starting off.
Because the scoreboard does not also tell you what yard line they're on in these fog conditions. It's going to be tough. The Colts will come out. They'll play a lot of different running backs, but the quarterback is number 3, T.J. Lawrence, and he's a quality quarterback. He'll bring the Colts up. And he immediately goes to the running game. And he's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. Getting off the bottom of that ball for the Colts, the running back is number 26. And that is Mike McGonigal.
Another test on the left side of the line. It's just a straight dive play. Pick up of 4 yards. They're down on the 10. Their back is against their own goal line down there. So.
2nd and 6. The ball's on the 14-yard line. Actually, that block there with the ball on is now lit, so I'm going to be able to tell that. Another handoff. Again, they go to the tackle. Looking there, Chickatano's going to make the stop on the ball carrier. Very close to the first down, though, and that's 42, Honus.
That's the second. Same thing. Trap play. Kick out on the end. The lead blocker coming through the fullback takes Leonovich out, and it's just straight running from there.
So it's a 1st and 10 now. The ball on the 22-yard line of the Colts. As Lawrence will bring them out in a split backfield. This time he goes back to pass, and he's looking downfield, and he's got his receiver down there, and I'm going to...
Johnny Dara
on the stop. Mansell on the reception. And again, when they get over to the far sideline, that's when it's the most difficult to see their numbers. It's a gain of 3 on the pass play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 for Marian. Marian has not passed a lot this year, but have been successful when they do. This time, we hand off this time, and Brown.
Ooh.
It's going to be a face mask call. I think he touched his face mask, and we'll see that play as that was the ball carrier was Honus. Brown all over that play, but it'll be a penalty against the Red Tornadoes as he touched his face mask as he tried to bring him down. There's a case Honus had ducked underneath him a little bit.
And that's
here you see it. Watch him duck underneath there, and as he did, he slides around, and there's the face mask. You can see he just got the bottom of it, and he let go right away, but needless to say, it will be a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line now of the Colts on the big penalty.
I think Dave was a little surprised that he got in as quick as he did and passed the halfback out.
Right up the middle, and it goes no place. Getting off the bottom there is going to be Brown, one of the guys that brought him down, along with big 71 Merarkey.
Yeah, Marshall Merarkey playing the left tackle position. He comes out now and
I think a 2nd down and 8 up for the Colts now, right at their own 40-yard line. And it's getting slightly foggier here, folks. I hated to say that to you, but it's actually getting worse instead of better at the moment here as Lawrence brings his group up. He's going to go back to pass, and he is under pressure, but he gets it out here to number 44. And that's going to be Troy Feuerstein. He takes the ball in the Red Tornado territory down at the Red Tornado 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 on a nice pass play from Lawrence to Feuerstein. Chickatano on his stop.
Yep, all it was just a quick pass. He rolls out, but look at Leonovich right in on top of him. But all the receiver wanted to do is get back behind where Leonovich was standing in the flat and catches the ball and picks up a 1st down.
The Colts mounting a nice offensive drive to start this football game off as Lawrence will bring his group up now. He's got Honus and McGonigal, and this is going to go to McGonigal. McGonigal is going to be brought down there by Kufta, number 4. He'll pick up only a yard on the play. It should bring up a 2nd down and 9 for the Colts.
Nothing fancy about what they're running on offense in this series. It's straight dive. That's all it is. You're giving your halfback a little slot in the line there, getting some blocking, but he's just got some speed on him already.
Right.
There's no pitch, no nothing.
Everything's gone to the left.
Yep.
They have not run to their right yet in this series of downs, so everything's been coming to the left as he lines them up again. He's got the big guy, 44, Honus, as the fullback, but he'll give it to number 42, and Swank is going to be all over Honus. Feuerstein was the fullback. Honus took the ball, and Swank stopped him dead. We'll give him maybe a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 now for the Colts, as the Red Tornado defense has stiffened a little bit here in their own territory.
Well, we're getting good penetration. It's just that, we're sort of running by the halfbacks. We have Brown coming through twice, making some great penetration and being passed out.
All right, he keeps one back in there, and that's Feuerstein behind him. He puts number 7, Guglielmeni, in motion, but it's an option. The option's it to Honus, and Honus has got some yardage, and Honus goes down the sideline for big yardage. A 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes down along the, you'll see where he finally spots it here. Let me give you some time here to figure out where he put it down at.
About the 19.
Right around the 19 or 20 yard line. We'll see where they finally set it up. But first time they go left and they use the option play to do it.
And Swank, look at Swank is the one that grabs him from behind and pulls him down.
All right, it's on the 16-yard line, folks. 1st and 10 from the 16 as the Colts are threatening to score first in this football game here at Marian Stadium. He's outside, he's got some running room, and he's going to be brought down there by number 2, Ledkavich, but again, some yardage on the play. Ball carrier was McGonigal, 26.
That's close to the first down. Almost picked up 8-9 yards on that play. You see how quick they are, but their blocking is very crisp. Their tight end is coming down on the tackle, and the halfback, the fullback there is doing some great downfield blocking, kicking the end out.
Ball on the 9-yard line. It is 2nd and 2 for the Colts from the Red Tornado 9 as Lawrence brings them up there in the I formation. This time he hands up right up the middle and goes nowhere.
Yeah,
no gain.
Greco's there, 56, and along with Brown, number 39, on that play.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 now for the Colts from the Red Tornado 9. .6:20 remaining in the first quarter. The Colts have had the ball the entire first quarter so far. This time we go to the left side where we've had our most success, and they are very close to the first down. That's 42 getting off the bottom there. Honus with the ball, and they're going to look at this real hard, Wayne.
Yeah.
And it is first.
That's first
and goal. First and goal, ladies and gentlemen, from the 5-yard line now for the Colts. Got Feuerstein and Honus in the backfield behind him. Feuerstein, the fullback. We go to Honus, and Honus is brought down behind the line of scrimmage there, and that's number 45, Lashinsky, from his linebacker spot. But we'll bring up 2nd down, and I'll see if they give him any movement there. I don't think he should be getting much, but they give him a yard. I think it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
Well, some great pursuit. He tried to break it up off between a tackle and guard. Strung it out a little bit, enough for Mike Lashinsky to come up and make the tackle.
All right, Lawrence brings him up. This time he gives it to Honus, the tailback, and Honus does not get into the end zone. It'll bring up a 3rd down. And I don't know. I'll wait for Wayne to give me this call because I cannot see the yard markers.
Looks like about the 2-yard line.
All right, 3rd and goal from scoreboard's going to place it at the 3, but they're having as much trouble as we are because they're just in the same place with us. So we'll go with you, Wayne. We're going to say 3rd and goal from the 2 for the Colts. It is Feuerstein behind him there. And he's going that way with the option. And this time, he's not going anywhere as he'll lose a yard on the play. Lawrence brought down hard in there by Matsura.
Matsura played that excellent. He just did what he had to do. He came up very quickly.
Ooh, a holding penalty against the Colts from the 2-yard line, and that's the one that's going to sting as they march a holding penalty off. It's going to bring up a 3rd down again, and it'll be 3rd now and a ton. And let me see, where'd they put the ball down at, Wayne? You cannot see any of the yard marker on the far sides whatsoever now. So it's
12?
Yeah, let's see.
12, 13-yard line.
Yeah, let's say 3rd and goal from the 13 now, and now he splits everybody out. No one in the backfield. As Lawrence looks now, he puts a man in motion. That's Feuerstein. And he goes back to pass. He rolls out. He's under a lot of pressure, and he hangs it up there. And it's put down by the Red Tornadoes in the goal, right at the goal line there, broken up. And it'll bring up 4th down now and 13, and the Colts will attempt, I believe, a field goal.
A lot of coverage that time. Good coverage down inside the goal line. They were, in fact, just barely made it down there. We had 4 guys on 1 receiver, 2 receivers that were out.
Nate Phillips, 15, is the holder. And let me see when he turns a little bit to tell me who the...
This will be a 31 yard.
30-yarder. Is it Honus making that kick? He's not going to get it as he kicks it off wide. Yeah, Honus made the attempt. It's short, and the Red Tornadoes hold off the Colts down from the 3-yard line as they've marched all the way down from inside their own 10. That was a very, very impressive offensive series for the Marian Catholic Colts here tonight. But again, that defense of the Red Tornadoes hold, and a costly holding penalty didn't help them either.
Well, that really shot them in the foot. They had the momentum going all the way down to the 3-yard line. And of course, you know, as a coach, you don't want to see something like that, especially after driving from your own 10.
3:57 remaining in the first quarter, and the Red Tornadoes for the first time get the ball, and we go to Brown. Brown has the ball on the ground from what I can tell. We'll see if he recovered it. He did. So the ball will be down. He's going to pick up just about a yard in the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Tornadoes. Ledkavich will bring the play in to Shinsky.
Brownie's the only one back.
Goes back to pass to Shinsky, and he looks over there, and he's got his man, and that's Wargo, but he slips down, and that, guys, is a little bit of an indication of the field right now. The field is not soaking, but it is definitely wet and slippery as there is moisture in the air here tonight, as you can attest to by looking at the fog.
Yeah, it is going to be bad. 1, keeping your feet, and 2, holding on to the ball, because as you know, that ball gets rather slippery once it gets wet.
Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Red Tornadoes as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Again, Brown, the lone back. He sends Matsura now in motion and places him to the left. He looks down there. He's got Ledkavich, and good play that time by number 14. That's Jimmy Manzel of the Colts to break up that pass intended for Ledkavich, and the Red Tornadoes are going to be forced to punt here on their first offensive series. This has been a quick first quarter, Wayne. 2:35 remaining only in the first quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marian had the ball for 11 plays in that series going down there, and did eat up a lot of time on that clock.
Deep is Guglielmi and Manzel. Guglielmi is going to get me yet tonight.
Ooh, Dave gets a nice punt off.
Ball hits down and lets it there, and it touched the Colts.
Yes, it did.
It touched somebody down there. I think they recovered it, but that was a dangerous play. And that you always wonder why they hang around the ball when it bounces. You should be trying to get away from that thing as fast as you can.
Especially with the receiver standing down there, you think he'd be yelling to somebody, get out of there. It's a short punt.
All right, the Colts back on offense here now, as they have been for most of this first quarter. The score knotted at a 0-0 tie so far. Lawrence puts a split backfield in back of him now as he comes up. And he's on a keeper, and now he pitches it again. It was kind of like a shovel pass out there. It's going to get out to about the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3, and the Colts look very sharp offensively tonight. Johnny
Dara comes up and makes the stop there after 6 yards, but that's exactly what that was. They put power to the left, spread everything out a little bit, and then all of a sudden they shovel pass to the halfback.
This time we get the eye back, and he slips down. Brown all over him as he was trying to avoid Brown. He goes down. That was 42 on the carry. Honus.
It's about a loss of maybe a yard and a half on that play. But you see Brown making some good penetration here right in the center of the line. and Honus has no place to go but down.
Field definitely is slick, especially in the middle. That's where you're seeing most of the footing problems in the middle of the field here. And it will remain that way for the rest of the evening. The wind even has died down now, so we don't expect the fog to be blowing off like we were hoping for. Lawrence brings him up now. He's back to pass. He's got some pressure. He's still looking downfield, and he was looking for his big guy down there, 87.
He got it
Conway,
on his back.
And Conway catches it on a great catch. And he's all the way down to the 45-yard line of the Red Tornadoes.
Yep.
Where it's 1st and 10 for the Colts, and they are absolutely clicking on offense.
That was a play there. The quarterback had a lot of pressure, turned around and threw, but the receiver was on his back. He was already down. The ball hit him in the hands, and he caught it.
Goes to the fullback, and that's Feuerstein. He'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. Bring up a 2nd down in, I'd say 7.
Well, they're certainly not favoring one side or the other when they're running this dive play. They're running them both on to the left or to the right. They're finding success. 1st down, you can pick up 3-4 yards, man. You keep on running that play.
16 seconds remaining. This will be the final play of the first quarter, and a very quickly played quarter. As Lawrence will take the snap, and he hands off to the deep back. And he's brought down after no gain on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Getting off the bottom there again is Brown, who's having a great game defensively. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first quarter here at Marian Stadium with the score all knotted up. Mount Carmel area 0, the Marian Catholic Colts 0. So far in the first quarter of play here, the Red Tornadoes probably with just over a minute of possession or so, and that was it. They've controlled everything else, and they're marching now, but facing a 3rd and 5 in Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado, I would say right at around the 40-yard line. So we'll get ready to get this second quarter going here as T.J. Lawrence brings his troops onto the field for the Colts. And they're playing inspired football tonight here against the Red Tornadoes under the lights. Again, the first time the Red Tornadoes have played under the lights in this stadium. He's got Feuerstein behind him. And he gives it to McGonigal, and he goes down. Again, you see the footing there. He was going to go down anyway, as for the Red Tornadoes down there, number 41 was all over him, Leonovich. He tried to duck him, but it was all over anyway, and then Brown was also there.
Yeah, Brown was there. Marshall Merarkey, came in. There was enough of penetration to push the offensive tackle back that the halfback was trying to some way, scoot around. He couldn't run a straight path to where he had to go.
So the Colts are back in punt formation here. That's a lot of shifting on a punt formation, but they do. The punt is off. Ooh. And it goes down there to Ledkavich, and it's fumbled, and it's 1st and goal. The ball slid away from, it's on the 1. I slid away
No, number 1 recovered the fumble.
Sorry, number 1 recovered the fumble. Mariano for the Colts, but the ball's on the 5?
5, it looks like the 5-yard line.
A big break for the Colts here as we fumble the punt. And a big test again for the Red Tornado defense now as it's 1st and goal. And Lawrence will bring them up. They have never trailed in a game this year, Wayne. This time we give it to Honus, and he's going to be very close. Honus will take it down to about the 1-yard line.
About what it looks. In fact, it's even inside. It's inside that 1 yard. It's 6 inches.
2nd and goal now from the 1 for the Colts. He's got Feuerstein and Honus in the backfield in the I formation. And this time he gives it again to Honus, and he goes into the end zone untouched. And at the 10:32 mark of the second quarter, the Marian Catholic Colts have scored first and take a 6-0 lead over the Red Tornadoes. Honus on a 1-yard plunge.
I'll tell you what, some great blocking by the Marian Colts. Their line, they are just shielding everybody off on the defensive side of the Tornadoes. And, Honus just walked in.
They're going to attempt a kick here. Honus is the and they're going to call a timeout because I think they're missing. No, I think they're missing the T. I don't know if he has the T with him.
No, it looks like they had 10 guys. They were one short. And I'll tell you what, in this type of game, Coach Stan did the right thing. He called timeout. Every point is
crucial,
very
right?
Important.
Especially with the field conditions deteriorating tonight. I wasn't sure if they had the T or not. I think that's what they were yelling to. I think they had enough people. He didn't have the T in his hand when he came out. So now, the big guy, Phillips, is the holder. He's a tall one. He's one of the taller holders you're going to see in the season go by. And he'll hold it there for Honus. And Honus will attempt the extra point for the Colts. And he's a straight-on kicker, Wayne. You should like him. Just a straight-on. And it's blocked. And that was the longest extra point attempt I've seen in a long time. I'm not sure what took him so long.
Yeah, Kufta comes in from the left-hand side, untouched, and laid out and blocked that extra point.
So number 4, Kufta, blocks the extra point, and the score remains Marian Catholic 6, the Red Tornadoes 0 here with 10:32 to go in the second quarter of play. The Red Tornadoes falling behind for the first time this season, and we'll see how they respond.
That ball's on the side here.
It fell off. It just fell off again here.
Yeah, he's not kicking this thing straight. He doesn't want to get it down, to lean over to Chicatano down there and Matsura. So that's going to be on the ground very quickly.
He's ready to go, and he's going to kind of pooch it, and he does, and it goes right to number 83 for the Red Tornadoes. That's Sean Fracolosi. He with the sure hands recovers it right away at the 45-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. It'll be 1st and 10, and now good field position for the Red Tornadoes to start this drive.
Yeah, Fracolosi did exactly. He had to catch the ball. That is very difficult to do. You're standing there 10 yards away, and that thing's coming at you like a bullet.
Well, that and 11 other guys are coming at you too. It doesn't help any. All right, we go to Ledkavich here, and he's going to try to get around the end, and he's not going to go very far. It's number 2. I think it was number 2. Let me see him get off the pile there. 44 Feuerstein was in there, but I'm trying to see who the other guy was in there. I don't have a number 2, so it couldn't have been that.
I think the defensive end came in from the left-hand side to slow Ledkavich up a little bit, made him turn up a little bit sooner. Ledkavich was trying to get to the outside.
He might have been wearing a 2 of some type.
Good call.
What can I tell you? All right, it's 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. We fake it to the fullback, and he's going to be stopped, and a fumble again on the ground. And the Colts have recovered. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is not what the Red Tornadoes expected, as they have been stung already, and now the Colts recover in Tornado territory again on a fumble. The second fumble of the night that's been turned over to the Colts.
Ooh. Well, somebody better put a chin strap on sooner or later over there.
Double S. All right, we get lined up here. And Lawrence go back to pass. He's under pressure from Swank, and he's trying to screen it to the middle there. And he's stopped in there. A great play by Leonovich, and then Greco finished.
Yeah, Greco was holding back. He sat back as long as he possibly can. He saw the quarterback just turn around, and actually the quarterback went back about 15 yards. And at that point, Greco stopped his pursuit and tried to mingle in with the Marian Colts team.
No gain on the play, being a 2nd down and 10 now for the Colts. In Tornado territory at the 45-yard line. We're going to run this option now coming at us, and he does. And this time, Matsura says, I've seen it, and it's not going anywhere, as 44, Feuerstein is brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss on the play.
Take a look at this. The halfback isn't out away from the quarterback far enough, because Matsura comes up and he was
able to play both of them, actually.
Both of them, yeah. He went after the quarterback, and the quarterback pitched it back, and he just came over and made the tackle on the halfback.
Going to bring up a third down now on 14 as a 4-yard loss on the play for the Colts, as Lawrence brings his group up and he leaves no one in the backfield with him. Red Tornadoes are shifting around as Feuerstein goes in motion behind him. Feuerstein will stay in and help block as Lawrence looks downfield, and he's got a guy wide open, but it's intercepted, broken up down there by, that's Leonovich.
No, it's Chicatano, number 32.
Who we had here? And we were over there. It could be anybody.
Yeah, 32.
I'm sorry, 32. Right, Chicatano on the and he really recovered well. He was well behind the receiver, but Lawrence had to kind of loft it over the line a little bit. And he got some air underneath it, and Chicatano closed on him. It brings up a 4th and 14 now, and the Colts will go into a punt formation. Wargo will let Cabbage go deep, and we did not have a good result from this last one, as Lawrence, the quarterback, is also the punter, as is our quarterback. That was a slow motion center there, but he gets a heck of a punt, and it goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback.
Yeah.
A touchback on the play. They thought he touched it.
No, he left it. He left it
go into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes at the Tornado 20-yard line.
Yeah.
See, I thought he touched it. I really did. The guy coming from our side knew right away he didn't. Now the other guy is looking at him, but they're going to put it on the 20-yard line.
Flag.
A flag on the Colts, and that's going to go against the Marian Colts coaching staff. Be a personal foul against the Colt coaching staff, as they are arguing the call down at the end zone. I don't know if we have a replay of that or not down there, guys. If you can get us a replay and let us look at that, we would. We'll see if they did or not. They are going to mark, and that's going to come out to what, the 35-yard line. Truck is telling us that it was just too foggy. As we get to the far ends of the field, the camera cannot focus down there. So we'll bring it out to the 35 on the penalty on the Colt bench. And quite frankly, it was a tough call to make, but the one guy that made the call made it instantly. He was not looking, he was no indecision about it, he just made it. So, all right, Shinsky's going to go back to pass, and he's got his guy out there, and it's Brown, and Brown is rumbling. And he rumbles out to the 49-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, Brown sneaking out from the backfield, sets up as a blocking back. Shinsky rolls out to his left. Nice roll, and hits Brownie for a 15-yard pickup.
Now, he's the defensive back. He weighs 140 pounds. He's looking at 235 pounds rumbling at him. And he had to be giving some thought to what was going to happen there. Luckily, he was brought down just as one got to him. All right, Shinsky going to go back to pass again. He's under some pressure this time, but he's got his man, and it's Wargo, I believe.
No, Matsura.
Matsura, 21. I'm going to have to wait to make a call as far as we get to the other end. As soon as we cross the midfield to the far side, I just can't see the number any longer. It's somewhat clear on the monitor TV, even than it is on the field. But Matsura makes the call. He takes it into Colt territory down at the 44-yard line of the Colts, where it's 2nd down and about 4 for the Red Tornadoes. Again, Shinsky back to pass, and he swings it out. And this time he couldn't get it to Matsura. It was covered down there by Guglielmini.
Heavy pressure.
He was actually in a good position.
Yeah. Number 89 and number 5 coming in. 89 from the defensive end position. Nobody touched him. Number 5 also, and giving Dave a lot of pressure that time. Dave trying to just loft it over and just give Matsura enough time to run underneath it.
All right, bring a 3rd down and 4 now. For the Tornadoes, he brings Matsura and Wargo out near side to us. And he's going to give it to the Lekavich. Flag on the play as Lekavich is going to get down to about the 40-yard line. before he's brought down, but a flag down in the middle of the Red Tornado lineup, which normally signals a hold. There's 6:55 remaining here in the second quarter of play. And we'll see what they call here. It's a hold, and it's against us, so, and it's a hold against them, so it's offsetting penalties. You don't normally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's the face mask. All right, there you see it. On the replay is giving you a clear. He never let go of it. 7 was just hanging on for dear life to the face mask there. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 as we will replay the down. That was a tough one.
You wasp.
Almost I never got out of that one. All right, Brown is the fullback in there. Letkavich and they both stay in, and now Shinsky looks to throw, and he is incomplete. He's trying to get it down there, I believe, to Matsura, and Matsura had hit the ground. It was short, so it'll bring up a 4th down now, and the Red Tornadoes will elect to punt the ball away, trailing in this ball game 6-0. And this is what we had feared, that they would come off such a big streak of teams with the Southern, Shamokin, and Pottsville, and they come into this game and not quite be as focused as they have been. Nice punt. It's going to hit the ground and keep rolling, and it does, and it's a nice roll for the Red Tornadoes as Matsura will down the ball, and he will down it. I'll take a guess on that one, Wayne.
Looks like it's on about the 15-yard line.
All right, 15-yard line. That's a consensus of everybody in the booth here, so we're going to go with 15 too. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 15. I'm not hard to get along with. I couldn't tell you what yard line it is when it gets down there.
It's pretty bad when you start asking me for something.
I know. All right, Lawrence brings his crew up. He's going to run that option again, and whatever that was going to be, it didn't turn out to be anything.
It looked like number 20. It looked like it was going to be a crackback block on Buggy on number 26.
But he couldn't get in there in time.
He couldn't get in there in time. And the quarterback, I think, was going to try to get around the end.
Yeah, McGonigal was trying to aim at Buggy, and unfortunately he didn't get there. And Lawrence paid the price on a 2-yard loss now. It'll bring up 2nd and 12 now for the Colts. The Red Tornadoes, just not a lot of life in them right now as you look at them milling around out there as Lawrence goes back to pass. And he had his man down there, but he couldn't hold on to it. Covered down there by Shikatano. Again, Leonovich dropping off the line and covering deep downfield when the ball's thrown to that far sideline.
Marshall Meraki getting a hand up in the air, and it has the quarterback throwing the ball a little bit higher.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 13 now. Ball at the 12. Lawrence is going to back the pass again. This time he's got Swank all over him. He was heading to that far sideline down there and was high as Swank leveled him. Oh my goodness, a Swank man. So they'll bring up 4th down now, and the Colts will be punting, and this time they're going to be punting from nearly their own goal line. It'll give good field position to the Red Tornadoes with 5:40 remaining here in the second quarter of play.
And I think that's what Coach Brennan was sort of looking at when he punted that ball down there. You know, tried to get them down, pin them down, send the defense in, and hopefully you're looking at some decent field position off this punt.
Well, our deep guys are in Marian territory as they get set to receive this punt, so if all goes well, we will have good field position as Lawrence is going to punt, and he goes for a hard count. Gets a good kickoff, and it's going to come down here to Wargo, and Wargo's got some room, and Wargo's taking off, and he's still rolling, and Wargo on a great run. He's brought down there by Feuerstein, saved the touchdown.
He did save the touchdown because Wargo, he gets by him. Take a look. He found the seam.
I think there's a flag on the play. There is. It's down. Personal foul against the Colts again. Another big penalty against the Colts, and that's the second one like that in the last 2 minutes of play here. So the Red Tornadoes will benefit now from even better field position as the ball is going to be marked down. I will tell you where it'll be marked down in a moment. but it's heading down inside the 20, down to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 14 for the Red Tornadoes. Their best scoring opportunity of the evening now in front of them. Ball goes to Kovaleski, and Kovaleski picks up some big yardage. They go to that power backfield where they shift everybody to one side, and he followed it and picks up some big yardage. He's now inside the 10-yard line.
Take a look at the blocking here with Brown leading up through there and just devastated that defensive line for the Colts.
It's 2nd down and 1 from the Colt 5-yard line. And this time he goes into more of a straight power look. But he goes to Brown, and Brown will pick the first down up. It'll be 1st and goal for the Red Tornadoes, and we'll see where they place the ball. Down around the 2-yard line. 1st down.
Again, giving that one a different look. You're looking at, Kovaleski rolling to the right, making it look like it's a pitch. And Brown straight dive up over the right-hand side.
Hey, the ball's actually on the 1 when they finally placed it down there. So it's 1st and goal from the 1. We go into that power backfield to the other side. Brown into the end zone for a Red Tornado touchdown. And at 4:27 of the second quarter, the score now, the Red Tornadoes 6, the Colts 6, with Kufta on to attempt the extra point.
Yeah, some good blocking. Take a look here in the replay on the left-hand side. Brown comes up. Somebody does get his ankle a little bit, but it's his strength and his size that gets him over the goal line.
That was some hard running.
That makes a big difference in the type of fullback that he is.
So both teams missed their extra point attempt here. That one wasn't even close. I'm not sure what we did there. And the score will remain at the 4:27 mark, tied up at 6 apiece. The Tornadoes will be kicking off to the Colts. That was probably the worst extra point attempt we've had all year. I'm not sure if it was the holding or whatever. He slipped. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I don't even think
the ball never really left the ground too much. So we'll start fresh now with a 6-6 tie. The first quarter belonged to the Colts completely. They did everything right, and Mount Carmel did everything wrong, and now the second quarter has kind of gone the opposite way. Well, the Colts have hurt themselves with some big penalties here in this quarter.
And that's what really happened. They hurt themselves, and the Tornado defense in this latter part of this quarter turned it up a little bit, and of course, Brown and Swank, making some big stops in there.
All right. Shinsky lines it up, and he lines it up pretty much straight on. He's going to dribble it down on the ground down there, and it's going to go. It goes through Lawrence, and it goes through Honus. And now both of them, and Honus with the ball, and he's brought down hard down there.
Kufta makes the initial hit and tripped him up.
Also had number 37 down there, John Scheiko, helping out on the play. So the Colts will take it over now, 1st and 10 from their 21-yard line. The Tornadoes showing some life a little bit here now compared to how they began the game. You see the return. You see Kufta gets that first move in there, and then that's actually Matsura finally brought him down. Scheiko was the third guy in on the pile there. This time we're going to try a running play, and this running play is blown up as the Red Tornado defense has come to life and has stuffed the Colts now 3 consecutive times.
Tackle, yeah, Marshall Merarkey coming in now. Swank going back into his position in that tackle position. So, I think somewhere along the line, somebody told our guys that we're in a football game here tonight. It's time to start playing.
The loss on the play of a yard will bring up a 2nd down and 11 now for the Colts as their running game has come to a staggering halt here from the success it had in the first quarter.
We're going to our 4-4.
Lawrence is going to go back to pass. He's under heavy pressure again, and this time he lets it loose, and that was an ill-advised pass as Buggy and Lashinsky put the pressure.
Lashinsky was the one that chased Lawrence out of the pocket. He was trying to roll a little bit to his right-hand side. Take a look at Lashinsky coming through untouched at that point. And, you know, an ill-advised throw there by
Yeah, he was very lucky
Lawrence,
because he didn't throw it at anybody.
No.
He left it up for grabs there. And deep in your own territory, you don't want to do that. He'll bring a 3rd and 11 now for the Colts. 3:35 remaining in the second quarter of play. Lawrence will go back to pass. He rolls the other way, and again under heavy pressure. He looks downfield down there to the sideline, and it'll fall incomplete on the far sideline down there. And the Colts once again will be forced to kick, and the Red Tornadoes faithful are up on their feet now as this defense has come to life and completely snuffed out the offense of the Colts.
Well, I'll tell you what, the 3 interior linemen there, Swank and Brown and Greco and Marshall Merarkey are now starting to put some pressure onto the quarterback. They're making some penetration that they were not making in the first quarter. And that is the big difference here.
All right, Lawrence will be back to kick, and the Red Tornadoes standing about their own 45 now, awaiting that punt. And he's going to let it go. That's the slowest center, and it's a great, it goes way over their head. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a gigantic punt by Lawrence as it goes over the Red Tornadoes' heads, and they let it hit the ground, and that's what happens.
Yep, down to the 16-yard line.
As field position now has completely changed. And I'm not sure what we were talking about with each other about letting that go over our heads like that.
I have no idea because the first one when the Colts scored was over our head. Lekavich tried to get up for it and, went over his head. He slipped down trying to recover. The second one also did, and now this one.
Now that's about a 60-yard punt or so when you tally it all up. That was a big punt. Kovaleski trying to get outside. He'll pick up a yard or so on the play. He'll bring up 2nd down and 9. The ball was down on the 16-yard line, and he kicked it down around his own 20, 21, somewhere there.
Oh, it's down on the 16.
Yeah, it's down
on the 16. He put it on our 16. So
right, but I mean, he kicked it from down around his own. He was at his, where was he at when he kicked it? Where the line of scrimmage was the 20-yard line, wasn't it? So that was a big kick.
Another penalty by the Colts. We had lost 2 yards on that. Personal foul brings the ball. It's 1st down now on about the 30-yard line.
This is unlike a Colt football team with this many personal fouls in the first half of play. That is not the way Coach Dutkowski teaches them. I can guarantee you they're just kind of pumped up a little bit here. But the penalties are hurting them. They're definitely changing field position on them, and they need to kind of cut that out if they want to stay in the game here. As Shinsky looks around, and we're slightly confused. He'll go back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's looking down there for Matsura, and he gets him. And Matsura will catch the ball up at the 42-yard line for a 1st down for the Red Tornadoes.
Oh, what a pair they're becoming now. As we go through this season, take a look. We're doing a little down and out by Matsura. Right here, he gets the defender going backwards, and Dave knows exactly.
Look at the ball coming at you there, my goodness.
Yeah, great camera there, guys. But, Matsura is in the correct position, and Dave's throwing the ball before he makes his cut.
The Colts will go offside, it looks like, and they are definitely killing themselves with penalties tonight. This is just unlike a Colt football team right now, as another penalty will be marked off. We'll bring up 1st and 5 now for the Red Tornadoes.
And this is what Coach Stan did not want. He did say in the paper that they have to be error-free tonight if they want to be in this football game.
All right, the ball now at the 45-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Shinsky brings him up, and he hands it to the up back, and that's Brown, and Brown is running free. And he crosses the 50-yard line down to the 45-yard line of the Colts, where once again it is 1st and 10, and the Tornadoes have ever so subtly taken over this football game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, some nice blocking by Daukus on the right-hand side, Marshall Merarkey and Swank to open up that hole for Brown just to break through, and you can see how Hegan's now starting to run with some authority.
Let's go, Ray!
High formation, and this time he fakes it. He's under a lot of pressure, and he dropped the ball. And Greco alertly covers it. Number 87, Conway was all over Shinsky, and he just got the ball locked out of his hand. And Greco alertly picked it up, but not before it goes back into Mount Carmel area territory at the 49. So a loss on the play will bring up a second down now and a long 15.
Oh, I'm sure a surprised look on Dave's face when he turned around. There were two Colts defenders
Conway, I'm
standing
not
right
sure.
there.
I don't think he thought of Conway being there so quick. Conway, a really tall guy. I mean, he's 6'5", that guy. He looks like he's a giant when he's coming at you there. All right, go back, and we'll go back to this time we fake it one way and we go the other way, and Lashinsky's got the ball. Look at the line of
Mike
blocking.
going. Look at Mike.
Lashinsky's going to take it all the way down inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 17. McGonigal knocks him out. That was a pretty play. That was a well-thought-out and pretty play. Watch the fakes.
And take a look at the blocking here.
As he comes down, here comes Lashinsky. Look at him look at the wall as he takes off there. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. The ball at the Marian 16-yard line. 53 seconds left and counting. The Red Tornadoes.
Pitch out goes to Kovaleski around the right-hand side. That's the first time we've seen it. It's pretty much like we used to call it, naked pitch out. Yeah. Halfback's out there by himself. We got the guard, the pulling guard here, going out, number 71, Marshall Merarkey to tackle and trying to get Kovaleski out around the corner.
All right. There's a timeout on the field with 36 seconds left. It's 2nd and 4. The ball's sitting on the Marian Catholic 10-yard line. The Tornadoes are threatening here at the end of the half as they have completely turned the momentum around from the first quarter and now are controlling the football game offensively and defensively. Ledkavich will trot into the game now in that timeout, and Kovaleski will come out as Coach Brennan has an intent talk with Shinsky. They've got time for 2 or 3 plays here, depending on what they are, so they've got a lot of time. It's only 2nd down, so they've got some things going in their favor here.
I think we should have two timeouts left. That was only the first timeout that we used up.
Shinsky will go back to pass, plenty of time, and now he takes off with it. And he takes it down inside the 10. A referee hits the ground hard. Timeout, Red Tornadoes. And we're going to see, first we'll see if he picked up the first down when they finally get done here. As the ref went down and would have spotted the ball. Coach Brennan's going to head out into the huddle now.
Looked like he should have. Yes, he did.
Yeah, it's 1st down and goal now. And they place the ball down at the 5-yard line or so. You notice that Chuck Souders has better eyesight than me. You know that.
His glasses on.
Of course, he's also 2 feet closer to that end than I am, so that's how he's making all those calls there. But he's right on target every time. I mean, every time I ask him, he knows where it is. Of course, if you did football games for 50 years like he did, that's what does it. Chuck's a good man. He helps us out a lot of times, and we've seen him at many, many football games over the years covering the Red Tornadoes. All right, Coach Brennan will trot off the field here. 1st and goal from the 5. 27 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Red Tornadoes will break the huddle. They go very, very wide to his left, and they go up with 2, and he's looking to his left. He's under pressure, and he shovel passes it, and he shovel passes it to Matsura, and Matsura's down near the goal line. It's a timeout, the final timeout now, 20 seconds. That was a strange pass there.
I'll tell you what, that shovel pass, I saw
Here it goes. Watch it on the replay here.
I saw 4 Colts looking surprised as that ball was just going past them.
Look how many people are in the line of fire there, and he still catches it. Now we'll see a better shot of where he ends up at. Still on his feet, still struggling. Look at the fight in him, and he's down around the 2-yard line, I'll say. Just inside the 2-yard line where it's 2nd and goal from the 2 with 20 seconds remaining in the first half of play.
Now here it is.
That was an interesting call.
That was a very interesting call. Very interesting play, on the offensive side of the ball. But that was our last time out of the half.
Right.
So at 20 seconds.
But he can run one.
Yeah.
He can run one. No, he can't. He can't do anything. He really can't do anything right now. He's going to have to
Well,
have to punch it in.
second and 2, you could pass one. You could try for a pass, kill the clock.
Now, see, they give it to Brown, and he stopped. Brown did not get into the end zone. They're trying to line up. 12 seconds. They got to line up quick here. That was the problem. 9 inside 8 seconds now. Ashinsky will give it, and he'll spike it. And that'll stop the clock. 5 seconds, one more play. And Chuck Saunders just said to us that'll be the 4th straight game if they score from inside 10 seconds in the half. Okay, Litkavich pops into the Mount Carmel area huddle for the final play here of the first half. The Red Tornadoes threatening, and I guess the conversation took place is also about a field goal here. The conditions are extremely ugly.
Yeah.
We had a tough extra point attempt, and I think a lot of that was based on the field conditions. As I said, the middle of the field is treacherous. It's very slippery. The fog is just laid on it, so it's as if it had rained on it. But the Tornadoes come out. They're still at the 2-yard line where they stopped around the last time. They come out in that power formation now, and they're power formation to the left on the offensive line with Litkavich as the lone back, and he'll take it in. And Litkavich did not get in.
No.
The Colts have stopped Litkavich at the 1-yard line, or inside the 1. The end of the half, ladies and gentlemen, with the score tied. The Marian Catholic Colts 6, the Red Tornadoes 6 on a great defensive stand by the Colts to end the half. We'll be back shortly with the first half stats, and the Colts are wound up to end the half. Okay, gang, we're back here to start the second half of play at Mena Marian Stadium, but first we'll have the first half stats from Jose.
I'll tell you what, these stats look as lackluster as what we played in that in the first quarter, especially. In the rushing department, 13 carries, 27 yards on the ground. Passing, 6 of 10, 83 yards only. Brown carrying the ball 5 times for 17 yards. Litkavich 4 for 5. Kovaleski 2 for 7. In the passing department, Matsura caught the ball 3 times, 20 yards. Wargo 1 for 4. Lashinsky 1 for 44, and Brown 1 for 15. First downs, Mount Carmel 7. Marian Catholic side. Now this is what really surprises you. At the very end, I'll give you the last stat that Jose gave me as I was walking away, of course. Marian side, 22 carries, 49 yards only. So the defense sort of perked up, because you have to remember in that first quarter, they took the ball on their 10-yard line, drove all the way down to the 3 in the first quarter. Passing department, 5 of 10 for only 47 yards with 6 first downs. Now you look at the statistics on both sides here, it's not that great. Nothing really jumps out at you or anything. And especially on the Marian Catholic side, you think that they would be rolling up some yardage.
Right.
For the simple fact is that the time of possession, 16 minutes on one side and 8 on the other. Marian Catholic controlled that whole first quarter just by that long drive. Tornadoes had the ball for 4 plays, punted in that first quarter. So, when you take a look at the statistics, of course, they do not show how the Marian Colts have come out and played some inspired football in this football game so far. The only thing is, you take a look and now the second quarter, I think the Tornadoes woke up, realized that they are in the football game, and defensively now has just about shut down Marian Catholic.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a tale of 2 cities, so to speak. In the first quarter, the Colts controlled. The second quarter, the Red Tornadoes controlled, but still a 6-6 ball game. The Red Tornadoes, of course, not being able to punch the ball in from the 2-yard line at the end of the half. The thing you look at here, and I know that they've got to be thinking this, and they were told this. They have a chance for an undefeated season. This is a team that they should beat, and quite frankly, I'm going to say that this is a team that they have more talent than, and they should beat.
Yes.
To let this one slip away in the fog tonight would be a horrible thing, and one that they're not going to be able to get back. What they do here in the next 24 minutes of football will weigh heavily in what they do for the rest of the season, I think. I'm sure Coach Brennan had a positive talk with them in the locker room, and I'm sure that they don't really need much of a talk. As you saw in the second quarter, as they picked it up. Now, the Colts playing really tough football hurt themselves tremendously with penalties, which, as I said, was unusual for them. they need to come out and, as you said, they need to play perfect or they're not going to win. The Red Tornadoes have got to step up the intensity level a little bit on offense. I think on defense they've got it now. They played a good game and they really shut the Colts down. But offensively, not much a running game as the stats bore out. And in a night like tonight, running game is what's going to win the game for you maybe because it's tough passing out there. It's tough seeing the ball.
Number one, it's tough seeing the ball. And number two, it's also difficult for your receivers to plant that foot to get away from the defender, whether it's a hook coming back to the quarterback or an out pattern towards the sidelines. We were down there, my feet are all wet. The grass, and it is very slippy out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And hard to see the ball. You get down there, we're up here a little bit higher, but when you're down there on ground level, I'll tell you what, it's not that easy to look through. And the other thing I noticed when I was down there is a stiff breeze that's going from left to right.
Yeah, the wind did pick up here towards the end of the half. I noticed that myself. The half will start. The Colts will kick to the Tornadoes. And the Tornadoes will go on offense here first. Of course, 2 costly fumbles in that first half for the Red Tornadoes, one directly leading to the 6 points on the scoreboard for the Colts. So everybody knows what they got to do here if they're going to win this game, and we'll see if they all do it here.
Oh, he kicked straight on. This time, look at this.
Right into the end zone. He gave that one a boot.
Oh, he did. Now, he has the wind to his back, and like I said, it is very strong down there on the field, on the playing surface itself. That time he put the ball in a straight upright position when he kicked off. It wasn't laying down flat.
All right, we'll see what the Red Tornadoes can do as Shinsky trots into the huddle here to start the second half of play. Puts Kovaleski in motion and he hands it to Brown, the fullback. And Brown pounds up for some about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Tornadoes. Tough running on this Colt team. It really is. You're not able to get outside of them, and we're not doing that well inside of them right now.
Yeah, they have a very good. One of the things that we did here is that their defense is their strong point on this team. Their line is probably one of the better defensive lines we're going to see.
This time Matsura will go in motion. Mansell chases him on the defensive side, and we look to throw. And we're going to run it now, and Dave keeps it. And he'll pick up some yardage out to about the 27-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 3 for the Red Tornadoes. And that time the Colts knew what we were doing. We were well covered.
Take a look. It's the defensive end there that makes the play because he got up high enough over Brown. Used Brown actually as a catapult to get up a little bit higher. And Dave Shinsky had to pull the ball down that time. Lost sight of the receiver and tucked it in and ran for the 3 yards.
Let's call it we'll call it 3rd and 4 now as they finally place the ball down there. And it's closer to the 26 than it is the 27. So 3rd and 4 for the Red Tornadoes. Power backfield. We go to the power and we fake it to the power. I'm sorry, we got a reception out there, and I'll wait to tell you who that is in a second.
That's
it's a first down. Matsura for the catch. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. And that time we put a power backfield in. We fake straight to the power.
Yep.
To the side of the power and then drop back to pass. A nice play for the Tornadoes.
And what happens there? You have Matsura lining up in the backfield, and he is faking his block coming up onto the tackle, between the tackle and end, and all he does is just finds a seam and hits the flat in the open area.
All right, Dara in the lineup for the Red Tornadoes now. He'll come out here close side to us along with Matsura. We go into the I formation. And we give it to the I back, and he is stopped for no gain on the play. That's Kovaleski, and he's hit hard in there. And we'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage. We'll pick up a 2nd down. In fact, we're going to lose a yard and play. It'll be 2nd down and 11 now as the Colts are all over the Red Tornado running game.
Yeah, they have some great pursuit off that defensive line. They're finding some seams in the blocking as we pull, a guard or a tackle here. They're filling the holes and coming through, making the tackle behind the play.
All right, 2nd and 12. A 2-yard loss on that last play. Shotgun formation for Shinsky. He's got some time. He looks downfield, and he looks downfield to Letkavich. Penalty, and he was all over him at number 7. Absolutely mugged him. That's Guglielmini. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes, because had he not done that, Letkavich was going to catch the ball.
Yeah, that was, he got him a couple times all the way down. Letkavich was starting to break free. Look at it right there. Yep.
There you see, you can clearly see the interference on the ball. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes, and they're going to mark the ball off here in a second. We'll watch them put it down for you.
And that's what speed does for you. Letkavich brings onto the field. You know, the defender either has to play him honestly, or like you said, he has to mug him a little bit, you know, to keep control.
Ball at the Red Tornado 46-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes. 9:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter play. The score all knotted up, 6 apiece. Again, we go back to pass, under some pressure this time. And the initial play down there by number 5, and that's Damian Boyle. He's 5'7", 150 pounds. He got around us and sacked the quarterback.
I mean, he came in right from the defensive end position. He used his speed to do it.
It's going to bring up now a 2nd down and, let's see, 2nd down and about, let's say close to 20.
Yeah.
That was just sheer speed and determination by
5.
Boyle to get around the end there and bring Shinsky down. That's the first sack, actually, of the evening for Shinsky. So it's close to 20 yards as Matsura will go in motion now. And Shinsky will drop straight back to pass. He leaves some people in to help this time. And again, heads downfield, and he's looking for Wargo. And very close down along the Red Tornado sideline, but couldn't hook up. We'll bring up 3rd down now and 18 for the Red Tornadoes, as we try to unhinge the passing game a little bit here, since the running game is not doing what we would like.
Now Dave Shinsky getting a lot of time to look over all his receivers. And again, we take a look there right at Wargo. Got a hand on it. It was just over his left shoulder slightly.
All right, Shinsky trots in the huddle.
And we got Kovaleski in, also number 30, going into the tailback position.
3rd and 18 is always an ugly play.
Coming up in the slot position.
He goes, trips to his left. He leaves a blocker in, Lashinsky, to help out. He looks downfield, and he's got Matsura. Oh, he had Matsura. Matsura had beaten his defender. Down there was 14, Manzel, trying to cover Matsura, and it just slipped through his hands. And again, that's part of the night here tonight with the weather, the wet ball, the fog, and everything else. It'll bring up 4th and 18, and the Red Tornadoes will be kicking.
Oh, that was touchdown all the way.
That was a touchdown. He could hold on to it.
He was 3 yards past the defender.
And it is a tough night for the passing game because of the conditions, and that was evident there.
And I'll tell you what, take a look. There's some fog more.
Yeah, I think it's getting worse if you ask me. Yep. I'm having a harder time seeing. Great kick. It's going to hit the ground. I'm not sure why they would have done that. They're like us the last time. Yeah. That's when they could have at least fair caught and did. Now maybe the conditions, again, the weather conditions may be causing them to, both of us, let it hit the ground. But needless to say, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Colts.
On the 19.
Right around the, let's see, the
now
20,
he brought it up a little bit. That's
20-yard line.
That's not where he picked the ball up from when it hit the ground.
All right, 1st and 10, we'll just say from the 20-yard line. 8:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Colts will go on offense for the first time in the 2nd half. This time Lawrence will give it a straight handoff, and it goes nowhere. Pick up a yard in the play.
Take a look that time. We put a 6-man front in there. We brought Mike Lashinsky up, and he took one of the gaps. Brown moved over into the gap on the left-hand side just to break up the blocking scheme a little bit for the Colts.
Honus on the carry. It'll bring up a 2nd down, and I'll say 2nd down and 9, but he did not really get a full yard out of the play. But 2nd down and 9 for the Colts. Comes up in a split backfield now with Feuerstein, and he goes back to pass. He looks downfield, and he's intercepted by Matsura, and Matsura is on his horse there. He's heading over to the sideline of the Marian Colts, where it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes down around the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Matsura.
Actually down around the 20-yard line.
Beautiful play. Take a look at Matsura just dropping straight back into his zone. That's where we're playing. And of course, Lawrence did not see him.
No, never saw
back
him
there.
coming
Never
across.
did. We even had Kufta, number 4, leading the block. Kufta was
Right.
even there in a position that he could have intercepted also.
Yeah, that was a poor pass that time. That was one of the few that he's thrown. But he's thrown that one that he got away with, but this one he didn't. And again, he threw it off balance, backing up, which is he has an odd way of doing that, but he's done it a couple times successfully, not this time. All right, we give it to Brown, and Brown's loose up the middle, and Brown. And that's Red Tornado football now as Brown pounds down. And he's going to go down for about...
Yeah, take a look on this side. We got Marshall Merarkey, 71, and Rich Greco just making a big block. Not only on the Marshall Merarkey took on the linebacker, and that's what sealed it off for Brown to come back behind him for the big gainer.
It's first and goal from the 9. They put the ball down at the 9, so it's first and goal for the 9, from the 9 for the Tornadoes. 7:08 remaining, and we give it again to Brown, and Brown again is pounding down inside, close to the 5-yard line at the 6. It'll be second down and goal from the 6. This time the Red Tornadoes are more content to start pounding a little bit here, the way it looks. All right, Shinsky comes in. Red Tornadoes threatening here early in midway through the third quarter now at the 6:34 mark. He'll bring him up into a split or I-back. The big guy up front, but we're going to give it to the second back through, and that's Kovaleski, and Kovaleski's down to the 1-yard line.
Novak, Scott Novak, number 77, making a great block. Brown leading through, and Kovaleski, all he needs is just a small seam, and he's picking up 4 yards on that carry.
Third down and 1 from the 1. The Tornadoes did not make it in from this distance at the end of the half. And I know that Coach Brennan isn't going to take no for an answer here on this one as he sends his group in there. We'll come out with Brown at that fullback spot directly behind Shinsky, and now Lekavich back, and Lekavich will be in that tailback spot, and Brown's not going to be stopped. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. At the 5:42 mark of the third period, the Red Tornadoes have scored to make the score 12-6 Tornadoes, and Kufta will come on for the extra point as we'll go for 1 here tonight.
Brown doing a great job running. You can see he's starting to learn now. He's coming up straight on the dive. The hole's slightly blocked up, and he's keeping his head up now, and he knows now that he's got to shift one way or the other.
All right, Kufta puts this one up strong this time. He doesn't get it. He's off to where? Which side did they call that?
It looked like he was off to the left.
So we don't get the extra point. Kufta have an uncharacteristic night, but again, I'm going to attribute some of that to field and weather conditions. But at the 5:42 mark of the third quarter now, the Red Tornadoes take the first lead of the evening at 12-6 over the Colts, and they'll be kicking off. And that was a big moment for the Red Tornadoes, I think, to get themselves revved up there a little bit to come out in this second half and take a lead. And we'll see what the Colts have done nothing offensively since the first period. And they did nothing on the offensive series last other than throw an interception. So the Red Tornado, the Red Death defense, is standing up and doing what we've seen it do in the previous 5 games. We need the Red Thunder offense now to get rolling a little bit here, and they have a little bit here, and they've been again aided by some penalties. And that's been the downfall of the Colts right now, some tough penalties. Shinsky tees it up straight up. Again, we're going to dribble it on the ground, and it bounces off. Red Tornadoes may have recovered it. Let me see what we do here.
Marian was on that one.
That was McGonigal, 26, who fumbled it. 59 comes off the bottom of the pile. That's Pat Boyle, maybe Damian Boyle's brother, I'm not sure. But the Red Tornadoes escape, or the Colts escape there a little bit, and they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. I thought the way we hit in there, but Boyle got his head in there and got the ball. McGonigal probably should have left that one go. It was taking a wild bounce right in front of him, and he just couldn't handle it. Then it kind of hog-tied him. Oh, look at this! Look at this defense.
Lashinsky.
That's Lashinsky that started it off, and then you got Brown finishing him off down there, and Leonovich helping out down there, and Swank. They're reading the offense now.
Yeah, now you can see they're stepping up. They're, banging some heads in there.
Another loss on the play, so they'll bring up, it's a 3-yard loss, bring up 2nd and 13 now from the 31, and the Colt offense has done nothing but gone backwards here in the last 2 quarters. Lawrence has a split backfield in back of him, and he's going to drop straight back, and he's looking to pass, and he's looking downfield at the big guy, and he overthrows everybody. He was looking at number 15, and that's Nate Phillips, 6'3", 187-pounder. But no one was close, so it'll bring up 3rd and 13.
You know, and actually when he
that was
threw
the best thrown ball he made, but he just got too far on it.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I'll tell you what, the fog gives you a little bit of deception there because he was a little bit closer to the ball than we actually realized as you watch the ball fly through the air.
I'm not even sure the Marian team's standing over there right now, to tell you the truth.
You can't see
Talk about not being able to see things on that sideline. It's ugly over there. All right. Lawrence will bring him up, and this time he's by himself in the backfield. An obvious passing play. The Red Tornadoes are shifting around. He's going to get Feuerstein in motion a little bit there. And we blitz.
Look at Kufta. Look at Kufta.
Kufta's all over him, and he lets it rip. There it saw. You saw the corner blitz. He snuck around the end, and Lawrence is down. Lawrence was hit very hard by Lashinsky and Kufta, and he's not gotten off the ground.
Yeah, Kufta put a lick on him. We saw that they were putting nobody in the backfield to protect him at all.
There you see. Look at the hit.
Yep. And what we did is we jumped into a 4-4 defense, and we brought Leonovich out into the flat on the right side, and we released Kufta on the left-hand side, and nobody even touched him.
All right, Lawrence got back up, and he stayed in the game, but he was shaken up. He had the wind knocked out a little bit there. But he is back. No, he's not back. He left. I'm sorry. He's the punter, and he's not there.
42 is punting.
That's Honus. Has taken the place of the flag on the play. Ooh. That ball's going to land. That's a very short punt as it goes off the side of his foot. As again, he is the backup punter, as Lawrence could not come back in the game after the hit. It's going to be first down, and a flag flew instantly. And let's see where that's going to be.
It would have to be probably offsides, Marian.
Now let's see who they call though.
Or motion.
It might have been us.
Motion.
I'm not sure who that was. Motion against the Colts. We will decline it as the punt stayed in Marian territory. It'll be sitting at the Marian 38-yard line, 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes in Colt territory, and the Colts have disintegrated a little bit here as the game wore on. This time Lashinsky, and he's only going to pick up a yard, if that.
Trying to see who gets up off the ball. He made a heck of a play that time.
Yeah, somebody did on the Colt side of it.
Number 54 made a great play coming from the left-hand tackle position to make that play on Lashinsky.
All right, we placed the ball down. It'll be no gain or a couple inches, so we're called 2nd and 10 now. That was good defense by the Colt interior line. Lashinsky runs in. He brings Chickatano with him this time. Damian Chickatano, number 32, into the offensive huddle of the Red Tornadoes. He'll line up at that tailback position. He has Lashinsky in back of him here with a smaller backfield in there now. And Shinsky's going back to pass, and he's looking for Wargo down there, and he's got him. Wargo's going to score. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
Ooh.
There you have it, a 39-yard touchdown pass from Shinsky to Wargo, and Wargo pulls his way into the end zone. And ladies and gentlemen, this game is getting out of hand very quickly for the Colts.
Now watch Wargo here. Wargo stops between the 2 defenders and comes back for the ball. The 2 defenders pass him out. Look at Wargo catches the ball and steps right in between them, and with his strength, he just plows right over the goal line.
Oh, that's good hard running at the end. Kufta's going to try the extra point attempt. We'll see which. That one's a good one. Well, that's the quickest extra point call I ever saw. He had his hands up before the ball got to the goal line. It'll bring the score now with 3:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Mount Carmel area 19. The Colts of Marian Catholic 6, and the Red Tornadoes have taken control of this ball game, and they did it with defense. They set it up with defense, and now the offense. And partly there, keep in mind, and how this happened was you hit the quarterback on a corner blitz from Kufta, takes him out of the game, and he's the first-team punter.
Yep.
We end up with a second-team punter in there. He punts the ball for about 18 yards only, keeps it in Colt territory, and it was a short offensive drive for the touchdown. So the Tornadoes now asserting themselves here at Men of Marian Stadium, and they're getting ready to kick this thing off to the Colts, who now desperately need to do something offensively to stay in the football game.
Yeah, but what a great call by Coach Babinski on defense there. When he saw that Lawrence was the only one, he had nobody back there blocking for him. They brought trips to the left left, slot to the right. And what he did was he jumped us back into a 4-4 defense and covered the flats, but also released Kufta coming off his corner position.
This one will hit the ground again. McGonigal this time lets it go. And that's number 7, Guglielmini, and he's going to be taken down there by number 4, Kufta.
Kufta, sorry.
So the Colts will take it over 1st and 10, and they're at their, let me see where they put it down, because I'm not going to put it down, say it till I see it now.
37.
They're at 35.
35, yeah.
They're at the 35 yard. I've said it's getting tougher and tougher. And they're moving the ball around too much where it goes down to be able to tell, so I'll wait a little bit. But it is definitely the 35. It is definitely 1st and 10. And we'll see.
This series here
Lawrence does come back out here.
Yeah, this series is going to determine what the Colts do for the rest of the game.
Split backfield for the Colts, and Lawrence is going to go back to pass. It's a screen pass.
Look at.
And he's in
Swanky.
trouble.
Look at
Oh,
Swanky.
is he ever in trouble? Swanky read it immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And Brown, and they took the screen pass away from the Colts, and this Red Tornado defense is now completely overpowering this Colt offense.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, those two guys saw the rush coming in on Marshall Merarkey coming in on him, and number 41, Justin Leonovich on the quarterback. And they just dropped back and actually had to go back a couple yards to catch up to the Marian receivers.
All right, it's going to be 2nd down now and 20. Ball back in the 25-yard line for the Colts, and they have just had a horrible 3rd quarter offensively here after starting off the game so well. All right, Lawrence will bring him out here. He's going to come out in a I formation. He's got McGonigal now back there at that tailback spot, and he goes inside to the fullback. He'll pick up a few yards in the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 20.
Yeah, some tough running, and he had to do something a little bit different.
Feuerstein's a pretty good runner.
Yeah, it's real tough. We have Brown grabbing him there initially. He was hit about 2 or 3 times going through. It's a good, safe call. You got, 2nd down and 25 yards to go. The Tornadoes back in sort of a prevent defense a little bit, and I guess he was looking to break the fullback open and pick up some of that yardage back.
All right, the Colts send in their passing offense as they had 4 substitutions there, and they come out with a trips to the left. In fact, they send one guy even further left now in motion. That's which way they're looking. He's under a lot of pressure, and there it is. Buggy completely went around Feuerstein. Feuerstein could not stop Buggy. Another big loss, and I'll tell you what, the Colts are in negative yardage right now in the game. They're in negative yardage, I'm sure, by this time. And the Red Tornadoes now will force the punt for the Colts, and I'm looking to see who goes back to punt back there. Wayne, you want to? The last punt, I think, was McGonigal at 26. I'm not sure who they're going back there with now. All right, it's going to be 3, Lawrence, the normal
Lawrence
punter.
Is back.
Okay. The ball's on the 27-yard line. The Red Tornadoes are standing at the Colt 45, and again, field position has disappeared for the Colts unless he gets off one of those monster kicks as he did in the first half. He's a good kicker. He's not going to get a big one off as Litkavich is going to take it, and he goes down. He slides down there as he was trying to avoid 59 down there for the Colts, and that's Pat Boyle. So the Red Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10 from the Colt 46-yard line. And the Red Tornado faithful once again give that big defense a hand as they have stopped the Colts cold here in the second half of play. 1:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter as the Red Tornadoes go on offense.
What the defense has done is given the ball back to the offense in good field position, starting from the Colts side of the field, which is a big plus.
All right, we're moving a split backfield now. Brown is back there, and Brown takes it, and Brown is becoming a handful. He'll cross over the 45-yard line down to the 43-yard line. A pickup of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8. The Red Tornadoes are going to be content with wearing this clock out a little bit now, too, as they do not need to do a whole lot of other things with a 19-6 lead.
Okay, number 66, Jonathan Novak now goes in for Scott Novak, number 77.
Looks out to Matsur, and he's got him. Matsur's got himself ahead of steam.
He's on the open.
And Matsur is going to be finally brought down there by Guglielmini. but not before he picks up the first down. Again, Matsura, an all-purpose everywhere he sets up at him.
Yeah.
He's just so dangerous. And you see how they adjust to him, which is something we started to notice in a couple of games earlier. He's actually dictating the defense, and that's a dangerous thing for a defense when they have to always account for Matsura no matter where he is on the field. That's going to end the third quarter of play at Marian Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, with the score, Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 19, the Colts of Marian 6. Tornadoes come out and completely defensively dictate the play. And I began that in the second quarter, actually, but they completely dictate the play in the third quarter as the Colts have disintegrated offensively. And I believe because at halftime they were, at 49 yards total offense. They have absolutely gone into negative yardage here as the
49.
Second half wore on here.
Yeah, let me tell you, 5 of 10 for 147. I thought I'd throw that in there one time, just,
Took you a long time to find that. Were you wrapping a hot dog in that or what?
I don't have my glasses on.
Okay. No wonder what happened there. So, again, as we've seen the Red Death defense, and now as we're seeing what could be the new offense of the Red Thunder offense and Red Death defense.
Well, you know what? You take a look at the offense. Now they're starting to perk up a little bit because the defense is starting to take over.
All right, the ball's on the Marian Catholic 31. We're going to give it to Chicatano, Damian. And Damian will pick up
about 3 yards.
About 3 yards, I think, when they finally place it down here. The fog has it got worse there for a while. The fog is actually much better now.
Oh, yeah.
If you notice on your screen, the field is clearing a little bit. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to be able to call the numbers out any better, but the field is definitely cleared. It is definitely much different than it was here, even as far as the early third quarter. So the playing field is getting better that way, at least as far as sight-wise. Right. The field itself is still pretty slippery, as we've seen numerous people go down slippery. Ashinsky goes back to pass, and he's trying to get it out there to number 28 for the Red Tornadoes, and that's Nate Morgan. And that was a dangerous pass.
Yeah, that
went the other way.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, number 14 sat back just long enough, the corner man.
Yeah, that's Manzel.
Manzel. And I'll tell you what, made a beautiful play on that. He just overran it slightly.
Yeah, Manzel has the most.
That was going.
He's the speed guy in this group. He's the fastest guy on the Marian Catholic squad. And you're right, had he taken that, we weren't going to get him. But it'll bring up a 3rd and 7 now for the Red Tornadoes, as they are in no hurry whatsoever in this football game right now with 11:19 on the clock. Again, we look to pass, and this time we get Matsura on the inside of Matsura. And he's going to be very close. In fact, he's got the first down from this angle. It'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes as they continue to move down the field.
Tell you what, 3 steps back, and Dave is already up looking downfield. We had Johnny Dara also over on the left-hand side. He was open. And we have Matsura now breaking over the center.
All right, 1st and 10. Ball sitting at the 16-yard line of the Colts. Brown, the lone back in the backfield behind Shinsky. And we'll give it to him. And he'll pick up 2 yards, and will bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Red Tornadoes as they continue to just pound the ball now on the ground. And then when they need a 1st down, they pass, but they're content on the ground now in what has been a very tough game for the Red Tornadoes against the Colts tonight. The way they came out in the third quarter, maybe I do want to be a fly on the wall in that locker room. Although the gentler, kinder coach might have been there. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna corroborate that with other witnesses before I ask him. All right, I formation now. We give it to Chicatano, number 32. And he'll pick up about 3 yards on the play. Should bring up a 3rd down and
maybe 2.
3rd down and 5 or so.
Pick up of 2. Now we're down.
I'm telling you, I'm giving up on this now.
We're down there pretty close to 2 yards.
All right.
2 yards to go. Good hard running by Chicatano. Right up, it was a straight dive right up through the hole.
So it's a 3rd down and 3 from the Colt 9 as we are inside the 10-yard line now of the Colts. And we call a timeout as we were definitely confused about what was going on there. I saw Matsura heading for the sideline, and my question there was, when you're on the 9-yard line, I seriously doubt Matsura's coming out of the ball game. So,
you're right.
I think he thought the same thing too. Why am I coming out of here? So, and he's still wondering if he's in. Now he's in. He's back. He's back in. He was giving that some thought there, waiting to see which way they were going with it. But he'll stay in the ball game here as the Red Tornadoes have a big third down call to make, 3rd and 3 from the Colt 9. Coach Dukoski in his huddle, and he's telling his troops, if you don't stop them here, the game is over, Heath, and that's pretty much the way it's going to be.
Yeah, they had to make a good defensive stand previous to that, and they didn't do it. They didn't stop the Tornadoes, and that's a big killer.
Yeah, I mean, they really played a tough first half. They've been overwhelmed in the third quarter. That's not really indicative. The second quarter, about halfway through, things started to turn ugly for them.
Yeah, the Tornado defense started to step up a little bit in about the middle of the second quarter. You're right. Offense didn't catch on until probably the third quarter.
Right. All right, 3rd and 3 now. We come up into a power backfield. We're going to go offside. It's going to be offside against us, I can guarantee it. And that'll make it then a 3rd and 8. A much different call.
Yeah.
As we got moving just a little too early. Morgan will pop into the lineup now, and the tight end will come out, Buggy. And Dara, 3, also into the lineup.
Yeah, he goes in, Chicatano comes out.
So this will most probably be a pass play for the Red Tornadoes. He's going to leave Brown in there, and Brown will probably stay in there for protection, as he does, and he's rushed heavily. They blitz from the outside. Number 89, the end, and that is, let me find him on, I haven't called his name yet. 89 is going to be Joe Herman. Yeah, and Joe Herman shut that down, and now the call is going to be, what do we do now? Do we go for a field goal? And I believe they're going to probably still go for it here, Wayne.
Yeah, they are. This is 4th down. The defense, as we just stated, has certainly taken over the game here for the Tornadoes. So you have actually nothing to lose. The ball is only on the 20-yard line. You kick a field goal, the ball comes back to the 20.
Right. All right, Shinsky brings him up now. We'll see what the Colts do. As he brings Matsura in motion, you see them shifting. It's a quick toss into he's looking for Dara down there, and he doesn't get to a Mansell, number 14 on the coverage. And the Red Tornadoes will turn the ball over with 8:52 remaining in the game. The Colts will take over 1st and 10 from their own 19.
Yeah, Colts setting up real quick. They know the time is certainly against them with only 9 minutes left here.
I expect to see them throw the ball now. I think they're going to have to do that to move downfield a little bit here, and they also need to do that to stop the clock.
Right.
So
they have, two things they have to do. They have to use up the time wisely and move the ball down the field.
But he doesn't. He goes in a running play, and that was the play that had the most success to start that first quarter. That's where they really had their success at. This time it's Honus with the ball, and he's brought down in there by Leonovich, Matsura, and Chicatano. Looks right down along the Mount Carmel area sideline, but he picks up 5 yards, 6 yards on the play.
6 yards. And the other thing he did was he killed the clock. He did get out of bounds.
So the Colts now will bring it up. They're at their own 25. I formation again. And this time Lawrence wants to go back and pass, and this time he's got plenty of time. And that was the strangest. Yeah. That's Mansell on the catch. Dara fell down. And that's as goofy as it gets, but a big gain for the Colts. They go into Red Tornado territory. The field, you can tell the field is a disaster in the middle as far as slippery goes.
Yeah, you take a look at that play again, and if there was anybody close to that play, that was not a reception. That ball did hit the ground as he caught that ball.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Colts, and they're driving, 8:32. Lawrence back to pass again, and this time it's batted down by Buggy. Buggy puts those big wings up and knocks the ball back, and Lawrence will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Colts.
Buggy makes a nice play. I mean, he got up vertical on that play. Let's take a look. Here's that pass play.
All right, watch the pass play. I think he got it. I think he had his hand underneath there, Wayne.
I think he did.
That was a nice catch, to tell you the truth, by Mansell. All right, 2nd and 10, 44-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. The Colts are driving. They're going to hand it off inside, and he's got some running room. That's Honus. Dara will bring him down, but he got some yardage on the plate. Looks like he picked up the first down. He did. 1st and 10 for the Colts, and they're making a move here in the 4th quarter.
Some good blocking in the center of the line there. You know, they're back passing the last series, and now all of a sudden they're running the ball. You're going to catch off sitting back on your heels a little bit.
All right, Lawrence brings him up with a 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. This time he tries a flea flicker play. The big guy, 15, goes downfield. Everybody falls down trying to catch it. It was Phillips who came out of the tight end position on the flea flicker and tried to pass it downfield, brings 2nd and 10. But you can see that you just cannot react in the middle of the field because it is just too slippery.
He was well covered, though. We did have
well, actually, had we been able to stand up, it would have been an interception.
Yeah.
There was 3 guys, and all 3 of them hit the ground before the ball hit the ground in front of them. So Coach Stokowski pulling out all the tricks in that book that he has over there as Lawrence will bring him up. And he'll go back to pass again. And it's incomplete. He's trying to get the Mansell down there, and that's Dara on the coverage. Dara with great coverage on Mansell. He'll bring up a 3rd and 10 now for the Colts.
Tell you what, they're giving him enough time right now, Lawrence.
I'll tell you what, they gave him enough time that time because there was a hold on Buggy. I guarantee you that was a hold. And he did it about 3 feet from the rep. So I'm not sure where he was looking at, but I mean, that was a hold. I know hold when I see one, and that's why Buggy didn't tackle him.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Where the ref was during that whole sequence, I'm not sure, but look at this. Look at this. Look at this play here.
This is the old polecat play.
The lonesome polecat. And it doesn't work. The old lonesome polecat, folks, from the Catholic Colts. Marian pulls another one out. As Stan has a whole book full of them, apparently. Last time we saw the lonesome polecat was at Wyolusing.
Yep. It worked very well.
Yes, it did.
And that probably comes from Coach over there.
Yep.
Charles.
4th and 10 from the 33-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. And we're seeing it all now in the 4th quarter from the Marian Catholic Colts.
If you remember up at Wyolusing, man, we had a very difficult time defending
Yes, we did.
Play.
All right, he keeps one guy in the backfield. That's Feuerstein, and Feuerstein will be the release guy, it looks like, as he goes downfield. Tip ball down there. Great coverage down there by Matsura. He was trying to get to, he's getting up pretty slowly there. That's 87 was his receiver. Conway broken up, and the Colts turned the ball over to the Red Tornadoes with 7:39 remaining in the ball game. He took a nice hit down there too on the tip ball. Matsura right there where you needed him to be, as always. Matsura, you know, I think about Matsura in the last five games and now the 6th game. Never saw a guy so quietly be so efficient about a football game than he is. I'll tell you, he's amazing. Right up the middle is Brown. Ball is down. It'll be 2nd down, and let's see where they place that at. It's going to be a 2nd down and 7. Pick up a 3 in the yard on the carry by Brown.
But no matter where you put Matsura, and how many positions have we seen him in already this year, he gives you 110%. I haven't.
Absolutely.
I've never seen that kid. Well, the pass is going on the other side.
Right,
I'm
like kind of lackadaisical. You're right.
There's no way, and I don't know how he can play both ways and do that.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Because he gives us heart and soul into this whole game.
Offside. It's going to be an offside, a motion penalty against the Red Tornadoes. We're bringing up a 2nd down and 11 now, as we have trouble getting going at the right time here. But you're right. You know, I talked about Randy Swank as an All-State candidate at that center position there. I talked about Shinsky, obviously an All-State candidate from last year yet. And I think, and I said this before about Matsura, he's an All-State candidate. I think the writers are going to have a trouble trying to figure out where to put him. Right. Linebacker, end. What do you do with him? But he's an All-State candidate somewhere. He better be on there because he certainly played like that. Split backfield, and we pitch it. We try to get Kovaleski outside, and it's going to be oh my goodness, there's flags all over the place. 2 flags. As a clip on the play, as the Red Tornadoes will move even further back. And they got kind of sloppy here in the 4th quarter offensively. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 21, 22, somewhere in there. We'll see where they place it.
Yeah, there was a hole there on the jersey. Now going back to last week, and I just want to bring this up real quick. Shamokin beat Pius to 10th last week.
Right.
10-7 or, by 3 points.
16-13.
Yeah, 16-13, I'm sorry. Rich Chicatano, the Flash, is the extra point carrier. 45-yard field goal. And I had to go up to him on Monday morning, and I had to congratulate him because, I am truly impressed. A 45-yard field goal in high school, you very seldom see it.
You don't see that very often. All right, Shinsky in that shotgun. It's 2nd and 21 as he has all kinds of time to throw. And he's trying to get Matsura, but just too long for him. It'll bring up 3rd and 21 for the Red Tornadoes. 6:35 remaining here in the ball game. The Red Tornadoes forced to pass because of the 2 penalties. I'm sure they would have preferred just to keep running the ball and let the clock run out. They've been in a tough football contest so far tonight. They lead 19-6, but it's been a hard-fought football contest.
And you know what, Marian, you see them in this the middle of this quarter here, coming back to life a little bit on offense and moving the ball down the field. So, they can, hurt you here. Yeah.
Now he goes under center, but he's going to go, and it's a draw play. Letkavich on the draw play, and Letkavich picks some yardage up. It won't be enough for the first down, obviously. It'll bring up 4th down now and a punting situation for the Red Tornadoes. And that was not their best offensive series of the evening by far.
No, of course, he's looking for Letkavich with his speed to try to get to the outside a little bit here, move the ball down either closer to the first down mark or picking up the first down.
All right, Chinsky will go in the punt formation. Manzel's going to go back there with, it's blocked. They blocked it.
Number 5 blocked it. 9.
A block on the play, and the Colts now set themselves up with 5:48. And just like that, the Tornadoes let their guard down, and they're on their heels again.
Yeah, they got a little lackadaisical, both offense and defense here. You could see that the Marian Colts were coming for that punt, and they have nothing to lose at this point.
No.
Now, here you go, Warren.
The lonesome polecat again. Lawrence is looking around, and the lonesome polecat is not having all that much success right now.
It's real lonesome.
It's going to be a 2nd and 10 now for the Colts.
And if I'm not mistaken, I saw a flag here, and probably
you did.
Probably 2 motion. Okay.
All right. So the Tornadoes will back them up, I think, and they should. Yes, it should be a 2nd down and 15, and the ball will get back out to the 28-yard line of the Tornadoes.
Now you have to remember that Coach Conley was coaching for the Tornadoes at the time when we were playing and seeing this. So I'm sure he brought this into the Marian Colts thinking that he can catch the Tornadoes off guard.
I'm not all that sure that I'd be a lonesome polecat
I
at
don't
this point in
think
the ball
so
game,
either.
but that's not my call. This time a traditional lineup as Lawrence has plenty of time down there, and he gets a hold of Mansell, and Mansell's got the run. Darrow will bring him down, but that was a nice play from Lawrence to Mansell. Mansell did some nice work to hold on to the football.
Mansell had nobody even watching him. Nobody keyed on him the whole way. He was wide open from the time he flared out from the backfield. Take a look at this. Catches the ball off the shoulder pad, actually. It wasn't a very good pass. Darrow making the tackle.
All right, it's 2nd and 5 now. The ball on the 16-yard line of the Red Tornadoes.
2nd and 1.
I'm sorry, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2, you're right. 2nd and 2, and they're going to be very close to the first down there. Matsura brings them down. That's McGonigal on the carry. And it's a first down. It's 1st and 10 Colts, and the Colts are threatening, and the Red Tornadoes have let them back in the game. They let them slip back in the game with a sloppy offensive series. They get the punt block, and now the Colts are knocking on the door again.
And I said, you could see the Colts, they sprung to life a little bit in their last offensive series. They started to move the ball on the ground, hitting the straight trap plays.
Lawrence will bring him up. He puts Feuerstein slightly in motion, I would say. He's got Feuerstein as the guy that went out there. And that's the guy that he was aiming at. And Darrow will bring him down, but Feuerstein makes the catch, and they should have been. That was an easy one to pay attention to. You saw what he was doing. He slipped out of the backfield on that goofy little motion that he did, and boom, just like that, he catches the ball, and the ball's now down at, let's see where they place that at. The ball's on the 10. The 4, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong number here. ball's on about the 3 or 4. It's first and goal. They're going to measure this first. Let me see what they do. They're going to measure it.
Are we going to take Chuck with us all the time?
We need Chuck. You're going to have to work with us from now on to make these calls. All right. We'll see if we can't find you a small stipend, but believe me, from our small stipend, it's going to be small.
Again, I have to ask you, do we get a stipend?
Something tells me he's used to small stipends, though, so I don't think he'll be too bad off on this one. If he's not doing it for the love of the game, I'm not sure why he's doing it the same with us. All right, we're going to get the measurement here at 4:24 remaining in the fourth quarter. It is not a first down, so they're going to mark it there. It's going to be second down. Second down and about 1. Ball's on the 3-yard line for the Colts, and they dearly like to get in the end zone here.
And they have plenty of time to do it. 4:24, and you know darn well if they score here, it's going to be an onside kick. I think coach is calling for the clock to be moving here. They're taking a lot of time.
I think he probably got it. He was stacked up around the line there, but I think he may have fallen forward enough to get it. We'll see. Here you see the replay. You see where the surge goes. And, well,
Swank hit him.
Tell you what,
and then
he's going to be close now. It's third down. He didn't get it. They didn't give it to him. It's third down and 1 from the 3. I wasn't sure. I mean, he got stacked up, and I'm not sure if he was able to go forward.
Let's see, when Swanky hit him, it drove him back an extra yard.
3:42 now remaining in the ball game as Lawrence brings his group up. This time Lawrence is going to go for the quarterback sneak, and the ball's floating around down there. He lost the ball. The Red Tornadoes are saying they recovered it. Lawrence, how you lose the ball on a quarterback sneak, I'm not sure, but he did. And the Colts have been devastated at the goal line here in the fourth quarter as Lawrence loses the ball. The Red Tornadoes recover. And it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes with 3:32 remaining in the ball game. Unfortunately, the ball on the 1-yard line.
Well, if you want the ball,
I'd have to see that fumble. I couldn't tell, obviously, in that kind of jumble who did what, but how he lost the ball on a sneak, I'm not sure. That's not normally what would happen to you. But a tough break for the Colts. And the Red Tornadoes will start 1st and 10, and this is going to be mostly kind of grinding out the ground game. The Colts have their timeouts left. And we're going to quarterback sneak ourselves to try to give us some room here. And we'll see if the Colts call a timeout or not here. Maybe a little bit early at 3:25, but time is definitely their enemy as they go here. They don't. The clock continues to run. And now we're going to send Leonovich and Buggy into the lineup, and we're going to bring Wargo and Matsura out, and so in there goes Morgan. 28 goes into the lineup. Did 3 guys come out?
No, I only saw 2.
I was wondering about that. Unless I missed the other guy when he came out, but we're gonna. This time we hand it to Brown, and Brown's just trying to pile some room here. 2:51, and now the Colts call a timeout. They call their first, I believe, their first of the half.
Yeah. Now the thing of it is, though, he wants the ball's on the 3-yard line, and he wants to try to move that line of scrimmage. If he's not going to pick up the first down, he wants to keep the ball in the center and move it down closer, get it over the 5-yard line. Because if you remember, in the last one they blocked the punt on Dave, and now he's going to be working off a shorter field than he was before out in the middle.
Right.
And you know darn well they're going to put some pressure on him this time.
All right, you can see Coach Brennan in the huddle there talking to his group. I mean, first thing is hold the ball. Second thing is if you can get a first down, great. If not, just get yourself positioned to get a punt off here and try to get them off your doorstep, really, is where they're at right now. So a little bit of tension here at the end of the game. The Red Tornadoes in pretty much control of this game. A little tighter score than we're used to, but pretty much in control of it in the second half until the last 5 minutes. I said they got one goofy offensive series, got them set up for a block punt, and the next thing you know, they're hanging on to a game.
Yeah, Marian Colts fell asleep there for a little while, and then all of a sudden, in this fourth quarter, especially offensively, they've woken up again like they did in the first quarter and started to move the ball.
Give it to Brown, and he's not going to get the first down. He is going to keep, and the Colts call their second timeout.
Yeah, now he's gotten it up to about, looks like the 6, maybe 7 yard line.
And they look to the sideline now to the Red Tornadoes as they're going to send their punt team in, and coach is going to come in and talk to that punt team because he's on a timeout here. He has some time to talk to that punt team. Obviously, another block would be not what he's looking for.
Now, what he needs right here is he needs to be able to pick up anybody coming in from the outside like number 5 did when he blocked at that time. He came through untouched. So what coach is going to say is, look, we're going to send one man down, maybe 2 at most, to cover the punt. But we have to make sure that nobody blocks it or even gets close to it here.
Right. Definitely a chess game here. I mean, the Colts will have good field position either way here. As they're going to actually take the punt probably to Mansell's. Mansell's going back by himself. And he's going to set up at the 45-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. So that's indication that they're going to come for the punt, as they had dropped back 2 people the entire night, and now they drop back 1.
Now take a look here. Take a look at the different blocking scheme we put up.
Great kick. That's the kind of kick you need as it goes past Mansell. He's going to pick it up, and he's going to go down pretty quickly down there at the Colt. He's inside Colt territory at the 47-yard line. A nice kick by Shinsky to get out of trouble as they were coming for him. 2:31 remaining. The Colts have 1 timeout left now as they take the offensive side of the field here. And we'll see what Coach Stokowski has in store, because he's pretty much been picking a lot of stuff out of the book here so far this evening.
But you know, his best success was what he's been running with all year. You know, his straight dive plays, his option play that he ran at the beginning of the game.
All right, he goes into a more traditional offense. Gets a guy in motion rolling there, and we'll see as he drops back to pass. A lot of time this time, and he goes deep. I don't know who he went deep for. Oh! Dara should have turned around. He would have had an interception and almost hit him in the head. I don't know who he was aiming to, because his receiver stayed on the Mount Carmel sideline, and he threw in the middle of the field.
Yeah, there must have been miscommunication on that play. Everybody was to the outside, and Lawrence throws it directly down the field, which was bad because we had 3 receivers down there.
Yep. He's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now. 2nd and 10 from the Colt 47-yard line. I formation. He is going to pass it, and now it's going to be one of those.
A double pass?
A double pass down the field down there, and he does get his guy. Number 87 on the reception, that's Conway. The pass was by number 15. We've seen him a couple times attempt passes. That's Phillips. So it's an official timeout. They wanted to see if it's a first down, measurement. 2:05 remaining in the football game now.
Yeah, they were
trying to get it back to Lawrence originally, but he was well covered. I mean, we saw that part of it. But then,
sort of, and you're right, it sort of looked like he was passing it over to the flat, and when Lawrence released, and he released over on this side, trying to probably break free behind the defense to have the pass thrown back to him, like the old quarterback late pass.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down. They did not get the first down.
They weren't even close to the first down. That's called
a nice clock stoppage.
Yeah, a nice clock stoppage. You only have 1 more timeout left.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was on the other side of the field. You're right. What am I talking about? What did they stop the clock to measure that? Did instantly that time.
Yeah, Colts in a hurry-up offense here. They only have 1 minute and 41 seconds left.
All right, Lawrence back to pass. A lot of time this time, and he lets it loose down there, and Kufta intercepts it. Right through it, right at Kufta. Kufta was in perfect position. Kufta intercepts the pass, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the ball game here for the Colts. They will not be able to pull this one out now, as the Red Tornadoes will take over. 1st and 10, the ball down, and I'll call that in a second, but it's 1st and 10, the ball on the 23-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. The Colts have 1 timeout left, I think.
Yes.
They did not use that 3rd one, so they have 1 timeout left as Shinsky trots in. But for all intents and purposes, the Red Tornado faithful are now getting up and starting to stretch and get ready to make that walk to the gate.
Actually, that's a sigh of relief you're hearing there.
I look at the Colts sideline. I'm very surprised at what a sparse turnout was over there. It was covered in fog. I wouldn't have known who was over there until a little while ago, but not a real big turnout. Shinsky takes the knee. The Colts take their timeout as on cue. So we'll have a timeout here. Again, we'll talk a little bit about Supper Club last night. Had a great night again, and I say that all the time, and I don't know if people believe me or not. just a fabulous night. If you gotta do one thing through the season, pick a night, a Thursday night at 6:30 in the back room with Tucci's, and come on down. We had some great kids last night. We had Dan Evans talk to us last night, and one of the seniors there. Had a nice talk with him, and he had one of the greatest moments on earth. He's a special teams guy. I say to Dan, what do you do? How do you prepare when you're a special teams guy? I said, what do you do? And you know what he looks at me, he says, I don't do anything. And it was like dead silence. Then the room started laughing. I looked at Coach. I said, does he know that you don't do anything to prepare for the game? He said, no, I don't do anything. He said, it's what I do. I said, well, I never expected it. I said, but I understand it. He was actually very funny. And we had the Lepotsky boy there. Of course, it got hurt. Hurt his knee.
Jerry?
Jerry we did not know where he was yet as far as the injury. They're going to look at that today. I don't know what that result was, but a little tough to see a senior like that. He started his first game at the Southern game, and he gets hurt in the Southern game. It may have ended his season. We don't know, and I hope, to God it's not that way, but it didn't look good. But he was nice. He talked to us and said how tough it was for him to have to watch now, and I think we can all understand that. If anybody ever stood on the sideline knows what that's like. So my heart went out to him a little bit. I only hope that he can get back and hope he can get into the playoffs. Inside of a minute now to play here at Marian Stadium, and Shinsky's going to waste as much time as he can before he takes a knee. It's 3rd and 13, and somewhat fittingly, it's begun to rain again, and the fog has returned at a higher level, though, as the wind is starting to blow. 39 seconds left for the Red Tornadoes as Shinsky swoops by for the play, and he'll take his time at this because this will be the last play of the game, I am sure, if he does it right. A hard-fought football contest here in Quakeg, Pennsylvania, or I should say the outskirts of beautiful downtown Quakeg. It's always good to look over the stuff. Sad part tonight is with the fog and all, we couldn't see the skyscrapers.
Oh, really?
I always like to see the city line of Quakeg when I'm here, and I couldn't see it tonight. All right, 12.2 seconds. It's 4th and 15, and the Red Tornadoes are going to punt, maybe.
Well,
they may just wander around with it. I'm not sure. All right, Shinsky's going to go back in punt formation. One guy goes back for the Colts. That's Mansell. The Colts are going to line up in that kick. They line up heavy now on their right side as they come for it. Here they come. He does a nice job way up in the air as Mansell drops it. It continues to roll, and now he kicks it, and now he better fall on it or he's in serious trouble shortly. He doesn't. He gets it. The game clock has ended, and he gets out of bounds at the 40, and that's the end of the football game, ladies and gentlemen. The Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes will go to 6-0 here at Marian Stadium. The Colts fall to 4-2. The Colts, of course, from what I've seen from them tonight, will be a formidable force in those District 11 Class A playoffs. They played a whale of a ball game tonight, gave the Red Tornadoes everything they could handle and then some. But the Red Tornadoes, with a stunning, tough third quarter, is really when they did all their work and damage. Pull away from the Colts and ended at 19-6. We will leave here tonight, and of course, we will play 2 days from now at home against North Schuylkill. The Spartans having one of the toughest seasons in memory for them, as they, at least I don't know that now, but they did not have a win up until now. I don't know who they were playing tonight, but tough season for them. And another game where Big Red has to be extremely careful, because it's such a rivalry for them. And we say this every year. Yep. We're going to have to say it every year because it is a rivalry. It's just not for us. I mean, if they come in undefeated, it's not that much of a rivalry still for us. And now they're going to come in here with possibly one win, and probably not even that, as they're having just a rebuilding year and a tough time of it. So we need to be sharp next week. They are also a double-A team this year. A lot of teams changing around. So they're double-A this year. And, of course, the Colts single-A as we watch them tonight. So I think, again, a game that could be dangerous for us and a game we have to be careful about. We look down the road here. We got Danville still sitting on the schedule. We got Shikellami's having another tough year as they've had. And Sinningsgrove not quite on the same par of the years that they've had either. So it looks like a schedule that's easily winnable. We can easily go undefeated, I think. But, again, games like this are dangerous, and this proved it. I mean, the Colts proved how dangerous a game like this could be for them.
Yeah, they were only a play or two away from really hurting us here, and especially when you look at the beginning of the fourth quarter when they started to move the ball back down the field again. They were doing the things that they needed to do offensively. Very tough defensive team they put on the field, the Colts tonight. And I'll tell you what, that's going to take them a long way in the playoffs if they get into the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I think they're a real threat. I mean, they lost to another District 11 single A team in double overtime, right, the Schuylkill-Haven, the Hurricanes. So yeah, I mean, they're a force to reckon with. And their season, when we looked at their schedule, they have every potential to go undefeated too. So I mean, they could be looking at themselves with just 2 losses too. So my hat's off to them. They played a tough game, but my hat's off to the Red Tornadoes who had to respond on a down week. Obviously didn't have the same enthusiasm and the same get up and go as they did against Southern Shamokin and Pottsville. But they were able to pull this thing out, able to win a tough ball game. And that, you know, if you look at an undefeated season by people, a lot of times that's one of the ways you're undefeated, by taking a really ugly game and walking away with a win. So they got to be proud of themselves that they did that. They came out, we didn't see any obvious injuries, so that's a good sign. So everything went the way they wanted it. They will be undefeated, and that's the bottom line of the whole thing. And look forward to the Spartans on our Schuylkill. Always just a dogfight with that team.
This game here is called a wake-up call.
Oh, wait, we're on TV. Look, that's us.
Hey, there you
How are they doing that?
This is actually called a wake-up call.
Yeah.
You know, this is a slap you in the face. Hey, look, you know, you lollygagged a little bit too much. You didn't play the way you were supposed to play, and you know, let's get the game going, and you know, get out of this and take a look at the score, and you can see that you know, it took some going. Take a look at those first half stats. You know, they were a little scary, both on the running and the passing department. The Colts controlled the whole first quarter. We only had the ball 4 plays. So, you know, this was definitely a wake-up call. And these are the kind of games that do get you an undefeated season.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look back and all you see is 10-0, and then 15-0. You don't see this game then. You know, they remember it, and they know how they had to pull together and win the thing, and that's what's going to count.
Yep, and that's what takes you on. Now, next week is going to be a different story. I bet you 10-1 they're going to come out like gangbusters next week, and they're just going to do what they need to do, play the game that they know how to play.
All right, we leave here in a misty, foggy, wet kind of night here, the first night under the lights ever at Marian Stadium. We leave with a 19-6 victory. We will see you in 2 days at the Silver Bowl for the Spartans of North Schuylkill area. So for WKMC TV, I am Warren Altamar
and Wayne Brokenshire.